means is I'm responsible for bringing out the new features, functions, and overall app experience for you guys as we grow.
Hi, my name is Soto. I'm an engineer at Tafabot. We make trade easy and fun for you.
Hey guys, my name is Gary. I work on development here at Tafabot to make sure that you have Tafabot time on the app.
Hi guys, we're glad to have you at the Tafabot HQ. I'm Samuel Benedict, CEO at Tafabot.
And now we'd like to introduce you to Mr. Dogecoin. He fuels all of our tummies and provides us with all of the snacks here at the Tafabot HQ. Now that you've met the core team here at the Tafabot HQ, we'd like to invite you to come swing by our office. We'll see you here at Business Bay, Dubai, UAE. Bye!
Hello, Taffins. Welcome once again. Another amazing day that we dive into the setup and see how to be profitable in Tafabot. If you're joining us for the first time, what we do with our daily live setup is to give you strategy settings that you could use right away to become profitable. And once again, if you do have feedback or questions, the Zoom chat is open and you can send those right away. We do try to answer as much as possible before we round up. All right, so first one, jump into the trades we did previously, see how well they're performing, if there are any adjustment before we move forward to today's trade. Also, if you're joining us for the first time, we do send the trade a couple minutes before the Zoom meeting. So you want to look through the Tafabot setup channel. If you don't have that, you want to join that right away to get the setup before the Zoom meeting. All right, so we did take a trade on Band, and that did perform super well. Band completed its entire setup strategy. That was a really amazing trade. Then we had Doge. Doge setup was a super money printer. If you did take Doge trade, that was super, super awesome, super amazing. If you did take trade like this, we always want to hear from you. So we do have what we call the Retraders Resort, where you have a one-on-one section with myself, and we get to discuss in-depth experience, your in-depth experience about Tafabot, and also get to promote your link to the Tafa community for a 20% discounts whenever they're using your link. So if you want to sign up for that, I did post a link yesterday for Telegram that you could reach directly to the media team to set up this session between you and I, or you could also reach out to the team at media@tafabot.com. So if you did miss that, I just sent it again into the Zoom chat. So you want to email media@tafabot.com to be able to sign up for that section. It's quite an interesting section, and we get to have some personal discussion about your trading. Doge is a super setup. It's still really, really dumping, and we're going to look at it again and see what can be done about it. Then we have ANK Arrow, also really amazing setup that did perform very, very well. Then we had the Lena setup. Now, for some persons, Lena setup is totally completed. For some other person, it is still ongoing, and we want to look into it to see what we need to do about Lena. Now, we still have the same Lena setup for today, and we're going to see why and why we should stick to this Lena setup. Before we proceed, I do want to address some observation for some users. So we do have users who go through the calculator, for example, say, I want to trade the Lena trade setup, for example, with $1,000, and we're doing 33% move and 3% average, for example, and a 10% 10x leverage. So we do have users, when you get the setup from the calculator, then you try to edit the capital. So let's say the first entry capital, like is given here, it says 2.7. Then you move it to like 10 because you want to make much more profit. Now, what you're doing to yourself is that you're exposing yourself to a large portion of risks. The setup the calculator gives to you when you're on auto leverage, auto deleverage, or none of the above, the setup it gives to you is tailored to cover up for if the market goes against you with this level of percentage. So what you always want to ensure is that you do have that capital and no other trading or bot is using up that capital. If you specified 1,000, you should have 1,000 that no other market is taken from. And also you want to stick with the first entry amount. When you do alter this, of course, you could make higher profit when the market is right, but when the market does go against you, then you become at a super higher loss. And that is not a good stuff to be. If we go to a setup like Lena, now you do want to understand yesterday when we talked about Lena, we said this was a perfect setup, but of course, these are markets that whales could influence and try to pull the market against the traders. We did see that with S&P. We did see that with many other setups. Now, you want to understand that we do post this setup publicly. Now, this is something to really note. We post this setup publicly means anyone from anywhere can see the setup that people are taking per time. So if there's a whale out there who says, okay, I have 10, 20 million to spare, he can look at our setup and decide to trade against the setup. But the setup is created in such a way that even if that happens, it covers up for the maximum push that anyone can pull the market at that particular time. So when you nullify the setup, you're just exposing yourself up to such kind of whales to be able to affect your trade. Now, this is why a lot of persons who trade futures without Tafabot lose a lot of money, because in futures, if you're doing a 10S and the market goes 10% against you, for those who don't fully understand how futures work, you lose 100% your capital. So we did start the Lena trade right around here, and Lena went up onto 41%. Up onto 41%. Now, naturally, on the 10S, you're liquidated at 10% movement. Now, this went as far as 41%. And if you were following the setup, you were using the setup without editing the setup that the Martingale configuration gave to you, you'll notice despite all of that movement, it almost felt like you were on a 1S leverage, even using auto deleverage when you were on a 10S. So that's something interesting, that even when the market pumped 40%, even on a 10S, you were still on, let's say, minus 40. That was the worst case. Now, at this point, every single person trading on Binance without Tafabot is liquidated, even if you are on a 5S leverage, even down to a 3S leverage will be liquidated. But on Tafabot, you get a 10S leverage and you could not be liquidated. So do not try to alter the setup. You could make a lot of profit by doing that, much more profit than others make, but that exposes your accounts to being affected by whales like this. So I hope that is super clear. Users are asking, should we start the bot? We're going to give you an update about that. Now, what we do say before starting the bot are much more important than starting the bot. So you do not start and miss the setup, just like what we just communicated. So back to Lena, we did see Lena push up really hard. A lot of money introduced into the market, pushed up really hard to 41% movement. Now, again, we're down back to our entry. If you are on Lena and your trade hasn't closed for profit, a lot of persons has closed for profit. If yours hasn't closed for profit, then you're about a minus 2%. Then you're at minus 2% if yours hasn't closed for profit. Now that is something really, really amazing after a 41% movement. And it doesn't mean that Lena dumped down to minus 2%. If you check the current price of Lena from where it is right now, you still see, if we take it up from where the price is and from where our setup started, Lena is still way over 21% higher, but yet you're just on minus 2% instead of 21. So those are the magic of the Tafabot Matinga calculation and the auto deleverage and auto leverage. So despite the pumping, what we still see in Lena is after the whale did that, the volume also left. So pumped the market, liquidated a lot of person, made a lot of person FOMO into buying, and then cash out profit, and the market goes back to zero. So what we're going to see here is a typical case of ANK arrow. If you do remember ANK arrow, we did have a similar scenario there, and the price right now cannot recover. It just keeps crashing. We really don't want to short it again because we don't like the tie in the volume. You do find the volume tie between the buy order and the sell order at a very, very tight position. So we don't want to touch it, but ideally we still see ANK arrow keep dumping even down up to this point. So there's still a lot of dump happening for it despite all the push-ups. So what we're going to see with Lena is the typical case of ANK arrow. Now the question is, can they still push Lena price? Yes, they still have the capacity to push Lena price up onto this point again of 176. So if they do push it up to this point, just to getting more entries in, for those who are taking the trade right now that you've already closed that, you have better even average entry. So that is something amazing. So right now you want to start up the Lena bots. If you've not, I'm going to be sharing my screen on the new Tafabot app, and then I'm going to show how I am starting up my bot. I still do have Lena running, and then we have MK arrow. You want to start it up right away, and then we're going to look through the chart. What are we expecting from those markets? So right away, I'm going to be sharing my screen on the new Tafabot app, and we'll see how I'm going to be starting the MK arrow. So I'm going to go to the menu right over here, the $sign, and I'm going to search for MK arrow. I've already created it. If you've not, we still go through the process of creating it. So it shows me my whole data for MK arrow. If you've been using the MK arrow bots before, it shows you your gain. You could see the chart of your gain for today, for this week, for this month, or for this year. Really, really amazing stuff. And the profit you've made totally from trading MK arrow with using the bot. So yeah, I'm going to go through starting my bot right away. So I do have three options to pause a bot. So if my bot is running, I could pause the bot to tell the bot, do not go into more trade, but hold on to the trade I am currently on. So if I click here, it tells me I cannot pause the bot because the bot is already off. So there's nothing to pause. I could turn off the bot, but right now we want to turn on the bots. So I'm going to click on, and my bot started. A simple, easy like that. You have the bot running right over here. I can see the details of the bots. What is the start price, the average price, how many trades the bot has completed. So this is something new that we did talk about to show you how many strategy period your bot has completed. So you have the trade completed here that gives you details about if you did set 5 strategy and it has done 2, 3, it gives you the details that I've done 2 or 3. And you can go more, view more history to view your profits all throughout the trade, the total profit from the particular time your trade started. And you could see even more information by expanding each of the trade to see how the trade happened. Once again, we're excited about the new app, and this is still the first beta version, and we cannot wait to have it globally for all Tapans. So you want to make sure you've started those bots, the MK arrow, The Lina, once again, Lina, we're shorting it, but MK Arrow, we're longing it this time. User said MK Arrow says long, but you're shorting in the app. No, I'm actually longing MK Arrow and not shorting. The previous bot for MK Arrow that we had was for short, so it's just showing me the previous history. But once I started the bot, the history resets and it tells me I'm now longing MK Arrow because I've edited the settings before. So you can see over here, it has updated and it's now in a trade for the user asking. Now you can see MK Arrow long here, and you can see the current profit. I'm already on profit for 2.6. Amazing. So I'm already on profit. It tells me my start price for MK Arrow was at 712. The average price is this. And the quantity I bought for MK Arrow and the average yield right now is this. That is something really amazing. Now, what if I want to edit my bot? So you could see the new edit screen takes your trading to a totally different level. So it tells me the bot's name, in summary, for all my bots, the market I'm trading on, the capital the bot is using, the exchange is trading on, the side is long, the number of trade, the initial entry amounts, the number of entries, and the exits for win. So, and all of this said, now we have something new that we did introduce is your expected result. So when you set up your bot, it pre-tells you all the expected results you should get from your setup, from your minimum to maximum profits that you should expect using the bot for your configuration. So you know what to expect with your setting before even approving your settings to go live. And you could directly, like we did say earlier, that we do not want users to keep deleting the bot because you need to change the market. Right now, you can do everything at once. So you can edit the exchange and switch up the exchange that your bot should trade on without creating a new bot. The same way you could switch the market. So I want to change the market. So it tells me the current market I'm trading is MK Arrow, and I can change it directly to any other markets, to Ethereum, to BTC, and the rest. So this is really groundbreaking on the new app. Then also we have the BTC setup. So if you still have BTC setup running from the previous time, that is still good. Else you want to start it up right again. The BTC setup, you want to start it up right again. The setup is still the same. The analysis for BTC is still the same. We're still shorting BTC. Although I'm going to show you in the charts that there are some difference in the market as against what it was before and what it is today. All right, so I'm going to go back to the chart and let's see what we're expecting again. So back to MK Arrow. If you've been following us for the past 2 weeks, we've been talking about MK Arrow as a market that has been going through a massive accumulation stage. Now, why MK Arrow is not yet super pumpy yet is could be several reasons. Internal whales holding it down, trying to accumulate more, or some other reason. But MK Arrow is a super strong market right now with high levels of accumulation. So soon, this is one of the markets, despite all the markets are bearish, that we do expect a super bullish movement to start happening on. So what do we expect is first MK Arrow getting to 16% move at 827 and even down to a $900 pricing for MK Arrow. Now, something more interesting is that MK Arrow, if it chooses to dip in, has a low range of dip to cover. So we do find the first dip at around 8%. That is unique, that a market first dip is around 8%. Some other market go as far as 15, and the second is around 16. So this is one of also the super secure setup that you want to take. Of course, once again, it doesn't mean that the market cannot be manipulated, but this is a super secured and amazing setup. There's a lot of questions. I'm going to go through all of those questions right away. If you have started any of the setup for MK Arrow, for Lena, you want to look through your bots, and you should have already taken profits for MK Arrow, for Lena. MK Arrow, if you can see on my screen, is already bullish, and we've already taken the first profit from MK Arrow. Let me know if your MK Arrow also has taken that profit. For the user who said you can't hear me, this should be from your side. You want to check that out. If you are on the MK Arrow trade, you might want to check that, and you should already be on profit. So MK Arrow has taken its first profit. Already it's moving to the second profit. Amazing. MK Arrow is already printing money. If you're not yet in the trade, once again, you want to start up the bot right away. Our strategy period is 5. We could update this depending on how MK Arrow keeps reacting. We could update this to even something more. Okay, a user said MK Arrow has taken profit for me twice. So there are 2 profit from MK Arrow. At the same time, there's also 2 profit from Lena in just a couple of minutes as we're talking about the setup. MK Arrow delivering profit, Lena also creating profits. Then we have the BTC trade that you also want to start up. And for BTC, we're still shorting it, but there is something different in the market, and I want to show you this. So you want to look at my screen, back to the chart. Is the number one, we do find money moving back into USD. So people are cashing out profits from all of the pump that has happened in the past couple of days. Of course, some altcoins are still going to go up. That is amazing. Another user say MK Arrow has given me 3rd profit right away. So we're already at the 3rd profit with MK Arrow. That is interesting. So something interesting is that the money is moving back to Bitcoin. So this is something interesting. Money going to Bitcoin, money going to USDT, but money leaving altcoin. So what do we expect? We could see Bitcoin try to push up again, as it has always been trying, down up to the 29K again. You could see Bitcoin try to push up again. If it does that and you're shorting, just know you're having more entry in, and that is absolutely fine. But money is leaving altcoins, a lot of altcoins, staying in BTC and going to USD. So while that is happening, we still find some altcoins are going to keep pumping up, like we do expect MK Arrow to keep progressing up to the next resistance, where we're going to be cashing out completely, and watch the market again for what the market is going to do. All right, I believe we've already taken a lot of those setup and all of the setup. I'm going to go through answering most of the comments in the Zoom. For those that have not, I'm going to put the setup right on your screen once again. So you do have Lena setup, BTC, and especially MK Arrow. So for those who are on spot, you are able to take the MK Arrow trade because it works on both spots and on futures. Okay, a user said, for auto deleverage, it's been confirmed by mail. Tafa Future sent to me reply when I requested for a buy. Notice whenever I place a trade in my beginning trade, my leverage is 1, but the market is against me. As it's super pumping, the leverage switches to 10s and then reverses back. That is amazing. I need you to explain to me, or I'm not understanding the concept. Okay, so if you have applied for auto deleverage, then that should not occur to you. What you're seeing there is auto leverage. So you possibly want to reach out again to support to confirm that your account is currently on auto deleverage. So what you did explain, sorry, is a scenario of auto leverage, not auto deleverage. So you want to reach out to support, and your experience for that should be different. Why for auto leverage? It takes the chunk of your capital into the market. As the market progresses in your favor, it takes profit of your whole capital as against auto delivery that takes profit of a tiny bit of your capital. So auto leverage takes profit of your whole capital. Auto delivery takes profit of a tiny bit of your capital. So with auto leverage, if the market tries going against you, it keeps adding more capital. At first, it has used up all your capital. At a point, it's going to expand the capital and start increasing your leverage from 1.1%, 1.5, 1.2. As the market keeps progressing 2%, you might see a 10% leverage at a point. At some point, you're going to see 1 again. At some point, it's going to switch to 3. Just as the market is behaving, it keeps reducing your risks to reward ratio. So that is a unique factor with auto deleverage. The user said, I've changed Lena to strategy 1. What should I do today? You want to increase it back to the number of strategy that was sent in the setup. So even if your Lena is still running, increase the strategy. I said that Lena is going to become another case of MKRO that just keeps dumping and cannot help itself from dumping. So we do look forward to that to keep happening. We are now at the third profit for MKRO. Let me know how many profit you already have for MKRO. We're now at the third profit for MKRO. Lisa said, my band has done 2 trades since the BTC. What should I do? We did complete the band trade. You want to set your strategy to 1. We posted that then. So if you did that, it should have closed. If not, you want to do it for it to close at the next instance. The new Tafa app is Tafabulous. Well done, Tafa. That is amazing. Perfect. Another user said, my Lena is still running. Should I change the strategy to 10? Yes, go ahead. We want to make out all that Lena can offer. As much as Lena can give, we want to take it. The new app is a game changer. Amazing. That is amazing. Our user is asking, do we start Bitcoin as well? Yes, you want to start Bitcoin as well. Does auto deleverage aggressive also reduce 10s to 1, or only the auto deleverage does that? So the auto deleverage starts with a little bit of your capital on your maximum leverage, right? And lowers down the leverage as the market tries to beat against your setup. Auto leverage takes the chunk of your capital at the lowest possible leverage and then increases that leverage as the market tries to trigger in your favor. Now, what that means and why auto leverage makes the chunk of money as against auto deleverage is that at the height of the market, you have more entries into the market. For auto leverage, it is more about the best of profit that it can get. For auto deleverage, it's more about the best of security that it can get. MKRO printing dollars, amazing. Another is first profits taking also. Amazing. Can you help us with the speed for a $100 license? That is also already in the new app. We have different options for that right now, and you're going to be seeing that. MKRO has taken profit twice, amazing. Is I saying, I've been holding Lena. Should I edit the current setting with the same capital? Yes, you can update the setup with the same capital. MKRO profit taking, old Lena still running, amazing. MKRO thought profit again, another user. Amazing. I'm on my first MKRO, another user. Amazing. A user said, we are really waiting for new Tafabot update because I love it so much. Yes, we're super excited about this update, and we cannot wait for you to have it. Easy say my bot is not taking profit, it's showing up and coming down. You want to explain more. If it is over the profits, you want to specify. So you could send that into the Telegram chat, and you could have other community leaders look into your bot for you to be sure it is set up properly. Lisa is saying, how do I get auto leverage? You want to email futures@tafabot.com. I tell them, opt me into auto leverage. In the new app, of course, you don't need to email. You're going to just activate it or deactivate it yourself. Lisa is saying, can we update our Tafabot to have auto deleveraging? Yes, that is automatically in the new app. When you do get the new app, you're going to find it there instantly. Lisa saying there's a little difference between the take profits in the Zoom meeting and the one on the Telegram. The one on the Telegram was also updated after it was sent a couple minutes later, that you should update the take profit to 0.5. So you also want to do the same thing right now. Okay, once again, I want to look into SSP setup before we call it a day. So back to SSP for anyone who's been holding it since the setup. So do look at this. We did tell you that SSP is going to go for 71. And when it did go to 71 right around here, I did post that in the setup group that SSP is now at 71, as we said, that you might want to take the profits or close the trade at that point. But SSP could keep still going down, but this is a support level that it could bounce off. So if you did not take that trade then, we're already seeing the bounce with SSP. It could bounce up until 77, try to assess it, but generally downward is the movement for SSP, and we still do expect that to happen. That is amazing. There's still a lot of questions. For those who the questions are not answered yet, you might want to send that into the Telegram channel, and you could get a lot of community leaders answer those questions. We're going to call it a day, as there's we're still doing a lot, we're building a lot. We want to ensure that the new application with the new feature gets to you as fast as possible. So there's a lot of work on the line to make sure that happens. A user is saying, when are we expecting the altcoin bull? The altcoin bull, like I said, has started, but there is a bear trap, a bull trap, sorry, that is underneath the current bull market. And that trap has to do with Bitcoin. Bitcoin tanking to find support at 25 is going to cause a heavy drop on all of them. And that was, we've been saying that we don't want to be trapped in. So it has started already. You could see the pump all over. We've said it over and over again, but we're not taking the long. We keep looking for markets that are weak, and we're taking the short on those markets because we do not want to be trapped. Now, the question is, yes, BTC could find support at 25, but what if it doesn't find support there? Then we are in big trouble. It will invalidate the altcoin bull market automatically, and we'll go back to bear market. So we're still watching that until BTC finds that super support or goes super bullish out of the current zone of 28K. Then we aping into all the altcoin for long. So yes, the bull market is on for altcoin already, but it has an underlying factor about Bitcoin. So that's going to be it for today, Tafans. Let's go print some more money. If you want to be on Traders Free Results, you want to send that right in. We're currently having limited slots for that, as there are a lot of persons. You want to send that in to get a slot. You want to send to media@tafabot.com. Is said my Lena has not taken any trade since Tuesday. My AMK arrow is not picking trade. User James, you want to check on your setting. You could post the settings in the Telegram channel, and you could have all the leaders look into the setup for you. If there are any error log, you also want to check up for that. Another user, my BTC is saying amount is greater. Yes, for some exchange like Binance, there are limits to the lowest possible amount of BTC you can trade. Most times it is like per entry is a minimum of $25. So you want to check on that. That is just relating to your capital for Bitcoin. A user said my MKR has completed 5 strategy 15 minutes ago. Should I restart it? 100% go for it. You can restart, enjoy the profit. And this is going to be it for today. We keep the conversation going in the Telegram channel.